Welcome back, everybody, to 2018 Season 1, Week 1 of the Eternal Tournament Series. I am Calimdir, also known as Gabe, and I'm joined here in the booth by Sir Rhino to break down this match.
All right, thank you for that wonderful introduction, Gabe. And yeah, we've got a couple of big names here. We have camat0 on Argenport midrange, which is the most popular deck for this tournament, I believe. Although it hasn't been serving camat0 too well up to this point, only 3-2 for our world champ. And he'll be up against Tatsumaki, so that 4-1 on Felm Scream Reanimator. We saw this earlier on in the day. It's been doing well for a number of players. It's an old friend that's gotten a few new toys, and it's flexing off its muscles with it and lining up well in the metagame for today, it seems. Speaking of metagames, I mentioned camat0's at 3-2, and that might be because he made a pretty bold metagame call, and it's not quite panning out. What do you see that's interesting about this camat0 Argenport midrange list?
Is it the premium Seed of Vengeance? Is that, or did I miss something? Oh, it's the Cat Burglar. It's the Cat Burglar, isn't it?
Yeah, Premium Seed of Vengeance high on the seat power rankings as far as comfort is concerned, although there's some controversy about the blood on the seat.
Yeah.
But Cat Burglar, not premium as I'm looking at it in camat0's hand. And 3-2 deadly for 3 that when you summon it, you look at your opponent's hand and they discard a relic of your choice. Don't think there's any relics for Cat Burglar to swipe in this matchup. Tatsumaki's got 0 in their list. I'll have to talk to camat0 about what the metagame call was for him for these 4 Cat Burglars, because normally that slot is for like Auric Interrogator in Argenport. Instead going with the burglars, and I'm not sure that's not the only issue that camat0's been running into, but it is a pretty bold move.
I think camat0 just loves making people discard cards. I mean, this is the Force Sabotage guy, every time Force Sabotage.
Yep. But this match is underway, so we'll see what happens here. I gotta say, I've got Tatsumaki as the favorite in this matchup. Like, Argenport plays a pretty fair mid-range game that's disruptive and can get value going with Tavrod, but it's gonna have trouble answering, screamed units and Vera generating crazy value. You're gonna have to have some really strong sabotage hits to have a shot in this matchup.
Valkyrie Enforcer, which can do a lot of work in this matchup.
Sure. It's not quite Desert Marshal, though.
In camat0's defense, coming off of a world championship win, now is the time to try stuff, right? Maybe he doesn't want to play 4 Cat Burglars, but he's going to play how they do in.
Oh, no, I love the call and just trying to make it happen. Making metagame calls is especially to camat0. The issue is this is a field of almost 140 players rather than the 16 that was at Worlds. As we see, camat0 finds a Valkyrie Enforcer. Nightfall gives them a few more cards. Saw another Valkyrie Enforcer on top of their deck. So those are kind of the best cards camat0 can see in this matchup. It flies, it silences, it kills people. A good spot there. Shuts off the looting of Nocturnal Observer, although the damage is already done. The Vera is in the void. Now just needs to find that grasp, which is also already in hand. So now it's all about setting up a little more value off this Vera. Do you go Herald Song here? Nope. Looks like Fanatic's coming out.
Yeah, I think it doesn't matter too much. I guess the Fanatic is nice because it blocks and actually trades for a card here. Because you want it in the void anyway.
Yeah.
If you Herald Song it for the void, you're just replacing it with a card in your hand.
Right.
If you're blocking your
Yep. So Night continues to fall thanks to that Amethyst Waystone from last turn. Feeding Time will immediately answer Tavrod. And yeah, we'll see the Fanatic come in. Now camat0's either got to let that connect and give Tatsumaki a whole lot of health and cards, but instead will block it and send it to the void.
So I think Impending Doom is probably going to be the play here. Tatsumaki going to have the grasp back Vera on turn 5, though. That's going to be a huge blow to camat0. He's going to have an answer in either Enforcer plus Annihilate or just Annihilate. So he can race this, but definitely now if It might get
Yeah,
really bad for Tatsumaki once this Vera goes into the void, because I think he might just be out of stuff to do.
Yeah, I don't know if I like getting Vera here. Now you also just have Nocturnal Observer, so you could go just kind of flood the board with Observer and Fanatic here and maybe try and hold some of these flyers back. But now we're going to see the grasping for Vera. And yeah, Kamato's got the right tools to line up here. Could even throw Bloodletter on something to pair with this Annihilate instead of going Enforcer.
Wow. Protect is a huge draw here.
Yeah, Kamato's a little tight on power, though. So I don't think we're going to see Protect held up. Instead, yep, we'll see Valkyrie Enforcer come out. Chose to not silence the Vera, instead just silencing the Fanatic that's in play, so you're not compelled to block it if Tatsumaki swings with it here.
Yeah, while getting back Vera is pretty powerful, Impending Doom and Valkyrie Enforcer are just two very threatening on-curve units that Tatsumaki can't use his Fanatics to block. And aggression might be, or it is going to be too much for Tatsumaki.
Yep, these flyers are going to get the job done. Tatsumaki just doesn't have anything to stand in their way, couldn't remove them in any sort of way. And then a good play there by Camat0, finding the lines and finding the win. Because as you were saying, like silencing Vera there doesn't matter. Like Vera's a scary card that you normally want to silence, but when your opponent has no other cards in the void and would have to somehow put cards into the void and bring back Vera in the same turn, that's just not something that's realistically going to happen in that scenario.
To recognize the game was not going to last that long.
Yep, Valkyrie Enforcer, still a good card, turns out.
I think players are already into game 2. Both of these players sideboarding very quickly. They know apparently this matchup, Feln Scream versus Argenport. So I imagine the cat burglars probably came out. Rapid Shot, maybe not the matchup. Protect looks good. camat0 looks good. Vanquish looks good.
Yeah, we saw the Flyers do a lot of work in that last game, so maybe the camat0s come in even over Cavrod or something crazy like that. I'm not sure. You don't want to slow down your threats too much. But yeah, I like the Rapid Shots, and we see the Rapid Shot in camat0's hand. Uses a Crest on turn 1 and sees an Impending Doom that, if we notice, camat0 has 0 units in hand. So he was desperately looking for one. Maybe one a little cheaper, but he's going to keep that Impending Doom on top.
So I thought about it a little more. Maybe Vanquish isn't the best spot, because I feel like if you are having to Vanquish, they've already started reanimating stuff.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. So maybe I misspoke there, but I got excited. I like killing things. All right.
Yeah, I don't like bringing in Vanquish here, but I like where you're at. But yeah, once the Vera's already in play, you might have more problems than just using your Vanquish, because I don't think it has really any other targets other than Snow Crush Animus as well or something.
Yeah.
There it is, Nocturnal Observer putting Vera into the void, but that Nightfall helping camat0 find a Valkyrie Enforcer as the play for this turn gives him something real strong to do.
I'm still on this Vanquish thing. But Impending Doom's going to come down. Do you think he'll wait a turn to try and... No, I think if he already has a Valkyrie Enforcer, there's no reason trying to hold Protect. And it doesn't matter because Sabotage.
Yeah, but there's 2 Protects in hand. There's the potential you take out something other than one of the redundant Protects just because it's so hard to beat 2. And yeah, there we see a Bloodletter come out instead. I think if it was just 1 Protect, we may have seen Sabotage hit that, but playing around double, that's just a pain.
Yeah, no, I think that camat0 is less inclined to hold up Protect because it loses a lot of value.
Oh, right.
Tatsumaki knows it's there.
All right, so Sporefolk is the draw, but Tatsumaki, while camat0 is tapped out, is going to use this feeding time because he knows camat0 has double Protect, and will put off Sporefolking and grasping for maybe just a turn or 2.
Yeah, with perfect information, we could have seen that maybe Instigator hold up Protect would have done more for camat0 there. But Tatsumaki's deck is not anywhere near as removal heavy as a traditional. I definitely like the aggressive line. And now Instigator is really safe. Valkyrie Enforcer is really safe. And Sporefolk plus Nocturnal Observer, not great blockers. But yes, like you just said,
that was the best Sporefolk Tatsumaki to hope for. First, he hit his 5th power. That was nice. So you got to play that for the turn. Sporefolk found another Vera and a Scream target in Gorgon Fanatic. So now next turn when he casts Grasping at Shadows, it will get Vera, which gets another Vera, which gets a charge flying Gorgon Fanatic. And that is going to put Camat0 way behind. He has
double Vera is
nothing
insane.
Here. Yeah, Camat0 has no sabotage to hopefully grab that Grasping at Shadows. He's got to try and win this via beatdown. I don't see that happening with the turn that Tatsumaki's about to have.
Yeah, and he doesn't know this, but this Valkyrie Enforcer just didn't even do any damage because now this Gorgon Fanatic is going to get in and just heal Tatsumaki for 3.
Yep, so here we go. Grasp for Vera, which gets
And that's
Vera.
it.
And yeah, Camat0 knows he's not
done.
coming back from that. Because now you just have, this crazy Scream that put 2 6/6 deadly Veras into play. Every turn from here on out, whenever Tatsumaki was going to play a shadow unit, he was going to get back 2 units, one of which was a charging flying Gorgon Fanatic. Just not a spot Argenport can come back from.
Yeah, you can't deal with that every turn and just getting beat for 12.
Yeah,
not what Argenport's meant. Argenport is meant to beat fair decks. Argenport is playing the fairest of games.
Yeah.
It just races you. It's going to win that race because it's got evasive units and lifesteal, and it's got good removal. It does not beat playing 12 attack on the board for 5 power.
Yeah, and this goes back to what I was talking about in before even game 1, that Camat0 did win. So we're going to game 3 here, is that Argenport, I think's best bet to win, other than just, outside of the games where Reanimator just stumbles, is leveraging sabotage to make them stumble. Take that Grasping at Shadows out of their hand, take that Scream out of their hand, and make them play on your terms as far as fair deck versus fair deck goes.
I actually really like taking, it depends on what the opponent has in hand, but I actually really like trying to starve Tatsumaki on removal so that he has to put together the combo, and you can just maybe leave back 1 blocker. He just never get in with Gorgon Fanatic and just dies to an Impending Doom. I feel like that's a solid strategy.
And that's the thing with sabotage. It's always the context of the game that matters. Like here, you see 2 Screams in hand if you're a Camat0, so you might be more inclined to take the Annihilate or the Strategize here. Annihilate looks kind of tempting so that you could play out your Valkyrie Enforcer next turn without holding up Protect. Camat0 notably does not have double Shadow yet. He had a triple Justice Sigil draw here. That's going to be really annoying for him as far as curving out's concerned as well.
Yeah, I definitely like taking the Annihilate just because redundancy, and it just makes your Protect not as stressed.
Speaking of redundancy, Annihilate is the draw for Tatsumaki here.
Yep.
That Vera is kind of awkward with no way to discard it, and yeah, it looks like he's gonna put that away.
Back.
Yeah, maybe you could put away one of the Screams. This is the other awkward thing here. Camat0 is on the play and wants to be the beatdown, plays out Valkyrie Enforcer here, and it's going to critically miss silencing this Gorgon Fanatic now, although Tatsumaki opting to Annihilate there instead.
Yeah, drawing a second Protect at an inopportune moment is kind of awkward, but now this is a very safe Unseen Commando, which is not winning the race against this Rindra, which is really awkward.
Yep, Rindra gives the gift of Nightfall, though, lets Camat0 find an undepleted power, gets to continue to hold a Protect, and now is going to try and race in the sky with these big flyers, and Tatsumaki's got a pair of Fanatics that he's hoping to sneak through at some point, and a whole lot of power.
Once these Fanatics come down, it becomes a lot trickier for Camat0 because he has to leave back a blocker for them.
Yeah, and it's going to be hard it's going to be hard for Camat0 to win this race. It's going to need a good extra draw here, but Seed of Vengeance not with the Doctor ordered. We'll see what Crest of Vengeance can dig for. Vera's favorite quickly going to the bottom.
But he is attacking for 8 here if he wanted to. He's going to just hold back that Impending Doom.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that Rindra doesn't have lifesteal, Camat0 is winning this race. It's very slow, and Tatsumaki has so much time. I think you just protect your face here. You hide the info.
So Tatsumaki can A space and be like, all right, you either eat my Fanatic or take 5, but just swinging in with Rindra, this is the only unit that Camat0 has. And now he's facing 2 Fanatics. So Sabotage, not bad, but not what Kamato's looking for here.
And he knows the last 2 cards of Scream. He saw both of them.
Yeah.
And those are the only cards that he hasn't seen played.
So now Camat0 can't attack at all. Cannot afford for Tatsumaki to be drawing any number of extra cards here. He will just simply fall behind. So he'll eat 1 Fanatic, block with the Commando. Tatsumaki's draw for the turn, Vera, not great right now, but if this game ends up being a grind fest like it is right now, that's going to be good for Tatsumaki eventually.
And Impending Doom on defense is just not where you want to be as Argent. And he doesn't even block.
Yeah, right? he is terrified of these Fanatics.
Terrified of Scream, yeah. But this is a reasonable blocker. And now he's going to be able to get in for... Nope. Just Haunting Scream. Oh, yeah, he knows about the Haunting Scream.
Yeah, knows about the second Haunting Scream. Basically knows he can't win if that Fanatic connects. And even though it's hard to win while sitting on an Impending Doom turn after turn, I kind of agree with Camat0 that he doesn't have much of a choice.
Yeah, he does have outs. That's not one of them.
Yeah, and now the Vera is going to show up.
That is more like an artistic interpretation of how Camat0 is feeling right now.
You could also Scream Rindra here, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, Scream Rindra is pretty sweet. Drain for 5.
Well, drain for 5, and if Camat0 doesn't block, he dies till Nightfall.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're
might be the play.
Yeah. Rindra is a Scream target. So now Camat0 has to give up his only unit in play. But he'll get 2 draws here.
And now if he plays a Vera, which he will do next turn, we're going to have a charging Rindra to just finish off the game.
That's going to be it. Camat0 only finds a Bloodletter and a Power. Just had a very unit-light draw, just 4 units there. Had to block with them, so these protects were useless. And Vera brings back Flying, Lifesteal, Charge, Overwhelm, Summon Nightfall, Rindra the Duskblade here.
That's the real Duskblade right there. Yeah. That's his final form, almost. He hasn't been Nostrixed yet, but,
hasn't gotten Aegis from one of his friendly other Unseens either.
Yeah, from Tranquil Scholar or somebody.
So Tatsumaki wins the pair down, gets to 5-1. Camat0 falls to 3-3, will not be able to make top 8. But hey, he's the world champ. You can always hang your hat on that.
Yeah, that's what.
Sometimes a pile of protects and slays can't get the job done, and that's what we learned here today.
That's what week 1 is for. Week 1 is for testing new strategies like Argentport midrange, the same one you played before, and seeing how it goes.
Hey, it had Unseen Commando in there. It's basically the old Argentport midrange. Is this we took out the old Bart spot and put in Commandos, and now you don't play Falchions anymore. It makes sense. It's a pile of good cards.
We got to see Cat Burglar. That was the highlight.
Yeah, whiffs for days.
But I believe that's our last match for the round now. Is that correct?
Yeah, looks like there's only 2 matches left in the round, so I think we're not going to get to a backup here. Instead, this round should be over shortly, and we'll be back with more coverage for round 7, right?
Yeah, that was round 6.
We're getting there. Just a couple more rounds left, so round 7 up next here on aReNGee Eternal.